This bout is 3 rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, a veteran of 2 professional bouts, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing 135.4 pounds, from Hartford, Connecticut. Here is Erick Alvarado. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a veteran of 4 professional bouts, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing 134.3 pounds, from Romford, Maine. Here is Nate Backpack Boucher. And the referee in charge of the action, Kevin McDonald.
The Rumford, Maine native, always a fan favorite too. And I was just talking, as now joined by none other than the victorious Magic Mike Murray. Thanks for joining us back up here in the booth. Always
Absolutely,
a pleasure.
brother. Yeah, absolutely. I'm stoked to be up here.
Nate Boucher, always a fan favorite. One of these fighters will get their first professional victory. Alvarado 0-2. Boucher 0-4. Both guys had to take on Tim Fargo, and he's just been a menace ever since coming to the NEF. Clinch here, and you can see the ferocity already as both guys trying to get the upper hand and trying to take the upper edge.
Yeah, Nate is super eager to get this win. I mean, they both are, but Nate being a former NEF champion, he's in the NEF amateur ranks. He's definitely trying to get this first professional win.
Sometimes it's difficult, too, as an amateur champion here in this promotion, to then go to the pro ranks. You think it's going to be on easy street. You went the same way through, 1-1, so you've had some success, too, and I honestly think you could probably have more success, but we know that's already, we won't belabor that. But it's always difficult, too, when you've had 4 fights in the professional ranks after so much success earlier.
It is, yeah, and it's like you said, it's hard to overcome that, especially coming after that dominating amateur streak that he had. This is it's a reality check for a lot of guys to come into the pro ranks. It was for me. It's a wake-up call for sure.
Boucher just barreling down. Again, the unforgiving steel on the back of Alvarado. Alvarado gives up that choke attempt. It wasn't really a serious one for the moment. It doubles down some elbows here to the side of Boucher's head.
Yeah, this is a grueling wrestling position here. Nate's got a lot of control here, especially up against, he's about to take his back.
It's a great job getting back up to his feet and just being a menace, driving him again into the cage. You talk about wrestling. This is a man who coaches wrestling now, too. Talked about it, Dirigo High School, 4th year as a coach with that program, too. And you can see his corner right there wearing those very flashy Dirigo High School sweatshirts.
They got to represent.
He said it was a great honor to have the students that he coaches be in attendance down in Lewiston at the Coliseum. Now he just wants to see them watch their coach get a victory here tonight.
So Nate's going to need to climb out the back to have any kind of real success here. And Erick staying high, he's keeping Nate low on his body here. There we go. He's going to start getting his hooks in and climbing up the back and try to get for this rear naked choke.
Still got both hooks in. Alvarado doing a good job defending. Is there any sort of tenuousness, too, when you can see just the torture rack that Boucher's putting Alvarado in?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is a dominating first round here. Like he's controlling every position. As I say that, they stand back up.
But with both guys looking for their first victory, do you feel like sometimes you're just looking to not make a mistake? Do you feel like there's more nerves when you have all those losses in the loss column as opposed to the wins in the reverse aspect?
For sure. There was, speaking from experience, started my professional career with 1 loss. And, there's a lot of things that go into your mind. Oh, there's a potential grounded knee. Looks like Nate is rocked here. Shoots in for the takedown.
Just trying to survive here and still a ton of time left. 80 seconds still on the clock here in round number 1. That's the one thing about the professional ranks that's unforgiving than the quick 3-minute rounds that we see in the amateur ranks.
It is. That's another thing that you really start to figure out if your gas tank is actually as good as you think it is. You tack on those extra 2 minutes per round, and it's a lot.
Alvarado trying to go for a submission here. Again, trying to wear down Nate Boucher.
He wants to break the grips of Nate. Erick, if he can get that Kimura grip and break the grips, then he could. There we go. There's the. Well, he doesn't have the Kimura key lock anymore. He's about to take his back. Gorgeous hammer fist. That works. That works too.
Alvarado, who had been being pestered and put on with the pressure from Boucher, now in a very good position and good control with the last 30 seconds to go in round number 1. Holding one decision so far on the night as we're in our second professional fight out of 8.
This has been a pretty electric night for fights, all of them so far.
I anticipated we'd see some finishes, but I think we might have some more to come, too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
10 seconds remaining. Alvarado in a good position, too. And you always talk about that lasting impact, that lasting image, too. And while both fighters get back to their feet at the very last moment, the lasting image is Alvarado in a good position.
Absolutely. I do think, Nate controlled more of the round, more time of the round. We were talking about it down there, like, if you start shooting in for takedowns because you're trying to protect yourself, it's weird how it goes in the judge's eyes, you know. It's not necessarily a full-on takedown. It's more just like trying to protect yourself from the punches, you know?
Yeah. Well, it was a very good first round. It's a tough one to score, too, as we just saw the replay there of one that dropped Boucher. And then it looked like he got his knee up just before the knee from Alvarado hit him. So a good no stoppage there from our officiating crew. Again,
right.
Who's been phenomenal throughout the existence of New England Fights. This is New England Fights 61, the debut at the Portland Expo. The second oldest athletic building still operating today in the United States. Second only to Matthews Arena down in Boston. So much history. Imagine the stories this building could tell and the stories it will tell after tonight as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How was it in the grappling match, too? Quick work tonight, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Nate being a wrestler here, Sean wrestled. Here we're going to get potential takedown. I did not want to wrestle with Sean, so ended up trying to give the fans what they wanted anyways, but
good knee to the mix session there from Alvarado.
Nice little flurry here.
Oh, another one. Backing up Boucher. He's got some guts, does Nate. He felt that one in the guts as well, too.
Shoots for another takedown. Misses. I think Alvarado has the timing and the spacing to avoid those takedowns.
Both have the ability to get on the ground, too. More of a wrestling style for Boucher. Alvarado had some good submission attempts there, unable to get it done. Another shoot for a takedown.
Sprawl, yeah, he's got his timing figured out. He's got that spacing for the takedown figured out.
You look at the records of both these fighters, too. 0-4 and 0-2, but probably not really indicative of how talented both these gentlemen are.
For sure not. There's tons of guys in the NEF rankings that are they're dark horses, and their ranks or their records do not reflect their skill level at all.
See one fighter tonight, Matt Denning. His record might not look as sterling as others, but man, that guy will fight anyone and anybody who comes in his way.
He really is. He's a gamer. He's always looking for a fight.
Watching this one too, does Alvarado looks like he's trying to tuck that shin bone underneath the neck of Boucher, but doesn't really have it, and a good job there defending from Nate.
This is just grueling pressure from Nate. Alvarado's able to keep his hips down, but Nate doesn't want to give up this takedown. He needs this takedown.
It's still 3 grinding minutes left to go in round number 2.
I don't think the crowd likes the wrestling.
That's why they call it mixed martial arts and not boxing, because you do have all these different elements on display here too. And this is very high level defense. It's just the elbow.
Rolling elbows to the body.
One of the things I like too, the new unified rules are not in effect in Maine.
Not yet. Yeah, that's interesting to note.
So no 12-6s, but 12 and 5.5 is still legal though.
Yes.
Boucher back on his feet. Alvarado has looked incredibly impressive here in round number 2, dominating the ground, but also leveling some really good elbows and punches so far.
Yeah, he's definitely coming back from round 1. He's making a statement here. And I think what you said in the first round, these guys are both going to be very careful. They're not going to do anything stupid. They really want this win, both of them.
Hey, Boucher, as you can see, the CMBJJ, the historic gym in the state of Maine.
And the legendary Jesse Erickson.
Yeah. He is.
When
you write the record book or the history book or whatever you want to on New England Fights, definitely have to include Jesse Erickson and so many others that we'll see tonight.
Absolutely.
One thing I was talking with Nate Boucher before the fight, too, he knows with his record being 0-4, it's tough for him to get his record back around, too, and to take the highest jumps up, but he knows New England Fights is his home. He just wants that first victory and then recalibrate. A loss here would be very difficult for him to want to continue fighting in a cage as well, too, as you would imagine.
Absolutely. Oh, that was a nasty knee.
Especially
when he goes to his wrestling.
When you take a knee like that, it's hard to say, I want to get back in there again.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. In the pro rankings, you got elbows and knees, and those things, they are unforgiving.
The Connecticut native, Erick Alvarado, 0-2 record. He's not been finished, however, in those 2 losses. One was a split decision, one unanimous decision. He's just trying to put down punches. The defense being shown from Boucher.
I would like to see a bit of variety from Nate. We know that we're not getting this. It's the same story. You know, maybe a different takedown. Shoot for a double instead of a single, or, you know, a lat drop. Anything. We're going to have some variety. Because at this point, Alvarado's got his number, and he has the timing, he's got the spacing, and he knows what he's going for. He knows what he wants, so he's...
Oh, threw a vicious hook, and lucky he missed Nate Boucher.
That might have been lights out right there.
Oh, you see the replay of this.
Nasty knee there.
Good combination. Slides it in there. Alvarado was looking impressive too. So I'm putting you in the judge's seat here. What do you say this after 2 rounds? How would you score this one?
I would say that it's probably 1-1. And that's just me. I haven't spent any time as a judge, but just seeing it from a fighter's perspective, I think it's 1-1 right now.
So we'll head to the last 5-minute round, third and final. You see the look in the corner of Alvarado. Both guys looking for their first victory. Boucher said he thinks maybe if he does fight again, which he didn't say he wasn't going to fight again, but he said he'd like to go down to 125. That's where he's had success as an amateur. He says maybe that's the best route for him as a pro, too. Right now, this is a bantamweight bout here in this matchup.
I believe that's where he had the most success as well in the amateur ranks.
And, of course, our our main event here tonight will be, at least it was scheduled to be at 125. It will be a catchweight bout after. Oh, that eye looks a little ugly for Nate Boucher, who desperately wants to continue this fight. And the doctor gives a thumbs up, and the fans will give him a round of applause.
We already have 1 doc stoppage, right?
Yep. Yeah, that was the Salinas-Sullivan fight. What a war that was. Did you get back in time for that?
I barely. I didn't see the round, but I saw the doc stoppage.
Yeah.
Nate comes out quick in this third and final round. He wants this win.
When your eye swells up like that, too, do you realize that you probably don't have much time left before the official might get in and stop it, too?
Absolutely. Oh, he just got caught on the return after that takedown attempt. He's got to start punching in combos, punches and bunches, and then go for the takedown. Alvarado sees it coming every time. He sees it from a mile away.
That's the problem, too, because he's just shooting in there, and he's also leaving his head exposed, too.
Exactly. Absolutely. And this is just a bad look for Nate. And it looks like he's going to put him on his back, and he's going to ground and pound here.
Boucher all the talent in the world, but Alvarado's looked impressive in this one. Just walking around, and he wants to get this one back on the feet.
He does, yeah. He knows that's where he's got the upper hand.
So if you're in Boucher's corner, you're telling him to throw a couple, like maybe a combo right, left, and then go for the shoot?
Absolutely. You know, hide the takedown behind your punches. Throw an overhand. Anything, really.
Must be hard to see as he just eats the left jab straight into his chin.
Yeah, that eye's messed up. It's impairing his vision for sure.
You wonder how much longer this one will go. Alvarado stuffs it again. The exhaustion, too, just to be stuffed on the shoot for the single or double leg takedown every single time here in the last about round and a half. It's going to be exhausting.
Yes, and the wrestling, I think, is one of the most exhausting aspects of mixed martial arts. So, you know, where Nate's just trying to wrestle the entire time, his gas tank's got to be almost empty, and Alvarado is looking really, really fresh. He doesn't look too tired right now.
Alvarado did a great job there, too, making sure he didn't knee a down opponent, especially in the head, which would result likely in either a stoppage of this matchup or even a point deduction.
Absolutely, yeah. It does, in the heat of the moment, sometimes fighters make that mistake, but Alvarado did a good job.
Again, Boucher tries to go for the takedown and then just eats lefts and rights in combination. Again, 0-2 is Erick Alvarado, but he does not look like his record shows.
Absolutely not. No, he's putting on a performance right now.
Mixed martial arts is a sport of redemption, too. Another
takedown. Yeah, another stuff.
Well, no matter what, this one goes to the judges' scorecard. We still got about 120 seconds left to go in this one. No one can question Nate Boucher's toughness. No one can question his heart. He's eaten a lot of punches. He can probably barely see out of his right eye, and he's still coming forward. He's still looking for a takedown.
Absolutely. There's grit there. There's grit. We need a little bit of variety. Like I said, though, we need something else. We can't just have the takedown attempts. It's got to be a completed takedown. It's got to be something else. If the single leg's not working or the low single isn't working, we got to go to something else.
Again, even if it was scored 1-1, likely through rounds 1 and 2, with each fighter taking a round, this likely would go to Alvarado to get that decision victory. So, if you're Nate Boucher, if you're a fan of him or in his corner, you're probably telling him he's got to go for a finish here, but not a ton of time left to do it.
Alvarado's doing a really good job of not getting sucked in too, because you know the timing and the spacing could be messed up if he comes in too quick, you know, for his combos and just disregards that takedown. He's definitely respectful of the takedown.
Good right there from Boucher. Standing firmly in the center of the cage is Alvarado, not giving up the space, but just stopping Boucher and then throwing a huge wild right or left hook, beg your pardon.
Nate's starting to throw.
Almost looks like Alvarado could go 10 rounds.
He does look fresh. He looks good.
No wasted movements, no wasted energy. Final moments of this bout. Again, the wear and the tear. The eye, Nate Boucher. Final moments. Elbow glances over the nose of Boucher as Alvarado. A very strong last 5 minutes of this fight, and it will go to the judges' scorecards. So this is the second one that went the distance. Our championship bout went that way earlier 2 fights ago, and now in our second professional fight, we head to the judges. So they don't get just a free payday here tonight. They got to at least do some sort of work here in this fight card. New England fights 61. Brian Stackpole joined by Magic Mike Murray. Victorious in a grappling bout earlier today against Sean Wakefield. A heel hook victory there. Proving what he preaches.
I still haven't watched it back. I don't know how long that was, but it was fun to get out there and get in front of the Portland crowd.
I didn't write it down. I think it was 50 seconds.
50 seconds,
yeah.
Not bad. Sean, very strong, heavy wrestler. it's fun to get in there.
Kudos to you, too, while we wait for the judge's decision for taking that fight. How did that come together? I think you were telling me it was about 2 days or so?
Yeah, I think it was like either yesterday or the day before. I was asked if I knew anybody that could do a grappling match with him since his fight fell through. And I said, yeah, if it's all right that I work the event and do the grappling match, I'm the guy. And
a true professional.
Yeah.
We'll get the judge's decision on this one. Send it down to Matt Marino.
After 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26, all for the winner by unanimous decision, Erick Alvarado. Portland, I'm here with your winner, Erick Alvarado. Erick, what an incredible performance for 3 rounds. I feel like as the rounds went on, you got stronger. Is that what you feel?
Man, all credit to Nate. He's a tough son of a bitch. Thank you to my coaches. The only reason I came out stronger is because of these guys right here. Thanks to them. So thank you, Portland. I love to come back to Maine and fight again.
Incredible performance by you, Erick. Congratulations, Portland, Maine, your winner, Erick Alvarado.
Well, congratulations to Erick Alvarado, fighting out of Connecticut.
Okay.
Hopefully we see him back in a New England Fights cage.